Hello everybody, it's Patrick here, and today on this episode of my favorite show so far, we are talking about physical computer games. And actually no, it just does not affect people who play on consoles. And this is a technological thing, and it really pisses me off. So let's get into it. First of all, I used to buy physical games all the time. It was the best way to do it. Many reasons account for it. First of all, it was local. You could get the copy in your hand straight away. Second of all, it came on discs and you could install the game without downloading it, even though there always was a day one patch, especially in the newer games. Nowadays, I'm a proponent of digital games, and I really do miss the times of buying physical games. It used to be fun to go out to a shop like EB Games, JB's or Harvey's and have a look at this gigantic board of games for the computer. Nowadays it's just a little corner with a couple of PC games, and usually it's Warcraft and Starcraft, and they never contain any discs. It's just a CD key to download the games. And what I'm going to talk about today is the failure that is physical games in the year 2018, because there's a lot of reasons why it sucks. So I'm going to give you 5 fairly well thought out reasons as to why it sucks to have physical games, and I'm going to give you some examples that I've got on the side here. First of all, it is the most underrated one back in the day. Especially in Australia, we've got a fantastic refund system, and the AAAC has gone after Steam to implement a full refund system. So buying digital games off Steam, you are able to get a refund. However, if you bought them physically and they're on PC, good luck with that. Imagine my horror when I bought Medal of Honor Tier 1 and it was terrible. Imagine how much I wanted to return this game and I couldn't, because I did actually go back and say, hey guys, this is an incomplete game, it was terrible from the start, and I want my money back so I can get something actually better. And to some it might not make sense, but it's like buying a car and the car not driving properly and getting from A to Z as you expect it to, or rather the advertising. And there's a few games in here, I've got 7 games here that are similar to that, but getting a refund I think is very important, especially for a game like this. Now, interestingly enough, again, this is going to be point number 2, and I think I'm going to make this point with another game because I actually found this to be very problematic. Number 2. Even if you buy a Steam game, this is Steam only, you have to activate it through Steam, Steam will not give you a refund because it was bought externally from a third party. And again, another game that was absolute crap with CDs. But at least you are able to sign this game into Steam and download it, and you don't have to keep this disc lying around. Yeah, you can see how dumb I am. Bought another Call of Duty game and it was pretty darn bad, but not for the reasons that you think. It was actually an amazing single player experience, and for $60 I think that itself was worthwhile. The multiplayer, well, you can think of what it is entirely, and I think I only put this one in here because of one reason. This does not come with a disc. In fact, it's a little paper that says download only. So here I am trying to buy physical games, trying to have something to put on my wall, and all I'm paying for is a bloody box and a cardboard cutout of a disc. All in all, it's not the worst thing to happen. I get my physicalness of picking it up, but I still have to download a 90 gigabyte game. Well, that's installed, so I'm pretty sure the download is like 50. I remember it was 55. Thanks for that. Second of all, this, my friends. Battlefield 1 was amazing when it first came out, and it got pretty darn boring. And let's not talk about how EA shreks this game by putting in things like premium, which I never bought, never, and putting in paid DLCs, paid maps, and separating the gamer base into multiple little boxes, multiple little groups of people that are never online. So this game right now on PC, it is completely dead online, and what can you do? You bought the box, you bought the game, but hey, because you bought it as early as possible when it came out and you didn't have the DLCs that came out a month later, you're kind of stuck and you don't get to play this anymore. This is right now dead on PC. There are no people playing online, but you can still go on Origin as soon as you put in your key and you can re-download it. There's this heavy box with, how many CDs is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DVDs. Is kind of a waste now, but it's a nice collectible, especially if you have all the other Battlefields. God, I've made some terrible decisions in my life. Battlefield Hardline. Again, 5 discs with a download key, also with DICE, with Origin, and you could play this game, except again, it was dead after a few months. So, a lot of points here are made about terrible games, but mainly the technology behind them that kind of makes it a little bit bad, and the bad decisions that happened by some makers. But this one, I think, this one here, this game right here, is what led me to make this video. This is my point about bad technology and buying physical games. This game here, in my hand, I'm going to lift it up in a second, is on Steam. I could buy this on Steam right now for $15, and I'd be happy bloody chappy. But instead, I bought this game legally. Unfortunately, due to a lot of reasons, and none of them actually my fault, the multiplayer, for example, is completely shut down. The servers were shut down. I know it's an old game. I know it's from 2012. I know, I understand. But there are a lot of other games from a lot older that are still being played and still being supported. But hey, let's not care about the multiplayer. I wanted to play the single player. Well, first of all, I don't own a DVD player or a DVD, so I couldn't actually load up this game. Hang on, I have NBN now. I live in Australia, and finally, after years and years and years, I can download this game, right? Wrong. These guys, these Rockstar Games only support one game that is downloadable, and that is GTA bloody 5. That is the only game that you can download off their social system, which is kind of like a Steam system. So if you bought this game as a physical copy, it is not a Steam copy, which means you can't load it into Steam's ecosystem and download it any time. No. This is an original copy supplied by Rockstar, and they do not provide you the ability to re-download the ISO or the installation discs if anything happens to this game. Yeah, the game is loaded up onto your account. You're legally allowed to play it. You've got the CD key, but there is no legal, and I really want to really kind of point that out, legal way for you to download these ISOs or the discs and install them yourself, even though you own the game. And this is a huge discussion that goes into copyright and why you should have the right to copy your disc. And I absolutely firmly believe you have the absolute right to copy everything you own, not for just backup purposes. Well, I mean, that really is the basic thing, but just for the fact that you might actually copy it onto your computer and have it as an ISO storage disk, a clone disk, or a virtual image of a disk on your computer, so you don't have to use discs. DVDs that do not last a lifetime, they only barely last in a box, and imagine having this out near a light and they will be wrecked. Now this is about 32 gigs of information, of data that needs to be downloaded. Yes, I was able to get the ISOs, doesn't matter how I got them, I was able to do it without buying a DVD drive for my computer. And lo and behold, I own the game. Copyright, eh? What a bloody problem. But mainly, I'm angry at Rockstar that they don't supply the ability to re-download the game, or at least move your license to a station like Steam, where you can download the ISOs and you can re-download the games and you can back them up. Why am I not even able to back this up? You can't really back this up from your installation. Sure, you don't need the discs to play because it's all online activation, but what happens when the servers die and Rockstar closes things down, like the multiplayer that's closed? How are you going to activate your legally owned game that you might want to play again? I am pretty mad. I spent a whole weekend keen to play Max Payne because I absolutely love number 1 and 2, which I have on Steam. And unfortunately, they don't work very well because they're quite old. So even though I have them, there's a lot of rejigging and modifying that I have to do. But at least I don't have to own the CD and I own the games on Steam. And sure guys, if Steam shuts down, then off you go. I've lost all of it. But they will probably at least give you a month's warning to say download all your ISOs so you could reinstall them once more. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Maybe there wasn't 5. I'm sure there was more than 5 rants that I had about each of these games, but these are my failures. This is my stack of failures that I now complain about on a daily basis. Imagine your collection. And I guess consoles don't really care because once you put the disc in, play it. Nowadays, it's not really that much of a problem. It's mainly PC gaming. When you buy online, you're only buying the CD key. You're not really getting to own this physical thing. I used to love collecting, but I realize now it's one of the worst things you can do depending on where you buy from. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Subscribe, like, dislike, let me know why. Let me comment below what games you think are actually the worst out of these. Rank them. You've got Max Payne 3, Battlefield Hardline, Battlefield 1, Call of Duty, World War 2, Modern Warfare 3, and Medal of Honor Tier 1 Edition, and I think that is probably the worst game I've ever played. Catch you guys next time.